Lights dim, this game time. Interview sharp, cut through like a shank line. Stick lounge, stories unfold, real and raw. From hustlers to dreamers, breaking laws with a claw. Flow warriors, capturing life's conflict. Sitting across legends, tales flick like black pics. Drop bars, not mics, knowledge, it rains. From the streets to the beats in every vein. Stick Lounge Podcast.
All right, Stick Lounge Podcast. How's everybody doing?
Good.
That's an awesome new intro. I love that.
You like that?
Did you have someone make that for you?
No, I did it.
Incredible.
He's an executive producer now.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Unfortunately, I'd love to find a producer. That'd be great.
Yeah,
But
sure.
right now, it's me.
You're doing all the work.
doing all the work. But I'm getting better at it. So
That's awesome.
It's faster. You know, I'm getting faster, and I get to do a little bit more because I'm learning as I
just
go.
saw the guild monster behind you there just now.
You like that?
Yeah.
With his
Little
Men in Black
alien.
hat on? You know me, man. I like my UFOs.
Yeah, you're helping out the local stuff too. Is that the local Men in Black?
That's Men in Black. Men in Black birthday bash. Yeah. Steve Edmiston. And then we got the Roy Olmsted trail over here too. We just did a talk with him about our local bootlegger, Roy Olmsted. So
Oh, nice. Yeah.
was really cool.
No, Steve does. I don't know if Steve had anything to do with the Burien UFO Festival, but we have the Burien UFO Festival.
I don't know. He did tell me though that the mural that's down on the glass art place there now of the UFO that goes to Maury Island.
Oh,
there's
yeah,
a mural. I believe that used to be in Burien.
Yeah.
And then we
Right.
stole it or something like that.
Yeah, you know. we're all really sister cities. Burien, Des Moines,
Right.
Normandy Park. Also, what's funny about Des Moines, you know, I was born here in Des Moines and was here for a few years of my life but played a lot of sports growing up and stuff. It's every once in a while the argument about how to pronounce Des Moines pops up.
Oh, yeah.
Every once in a while.
Now, have you heard the story about that?
You know, I have.
Okay.
and you know, my dad jokingly, because he lived here a long time, would always just say Des Moines just to screw with everybody. Like everybody freak out.
Oh, I have people say, Des Moines? No, you're saying it wrong. I'm like, I'm not saying it wrong. It's not Iowa.
I come to the conclusion you can say whatever you want. Like
Yes.
I feel like there's no true right way to say it.
Right.
Obviously, the people who've been here for a super long time are going to argue that it's Des Moines.
Right.
I just think it doesn't really matter.
But I even get it in the comments section. You know, people
Do ya?
Yeah, when we say like, oh, we're here in Des Moines, Washington, you know, people be like, you're not saying it right. So you know what? Real quick, so everyone knows, Des Moines, Washington was settled from people from Des Moines, Iowa. And they needed a way to differentiate if they were talking about home, Des Moines, Iowa, or here, Des Moines, Washington. So they pronounced the S. That was it. That's the difference.
It's super easy. And
It's
so,
simple.
And so my dad, who grew up here and is from here and from the area, he would jokingly just call it Des Moines. Because if you're going to pronounce one S, you might as well pronounce the other S.
There was, I don't know who it was. There was a lady down at the farmer's market at the waterfront there, and she was selling shirts.
Okay.
That had like 6 different pronunciations of Des Moines. and then it said something like, however you say it, you know,
I
here
like
it
that.
is. It
I
was
like
pretty
that.
good.
That's good.
But hey, so we're here. Hamp, did you have anything you want to get out before we get rolling? We're already rolling, so.
Yeah, let's just go into it.
All right, cool, man. Kevin Schilling, you're back. How you doing, man?
I'm back.
Good
I'm
to
back.
see you.
I'm back.
Second time.
Happy to be here again.
Second time around. Y'all wouldn't know nothing about that one. No.
Hey, I know. So what do you think of the studio, man? We've done some
No,
updates.
this is great. This is great. I remember when I came on the first time back in the summer or spring. It was just kind of a blank room.
Yeah.
Now you've like updated it. You've got some cool stuff going on. You got lights.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to keep the festive vibe. You're going to have a Thanksgiving thing.
Yeah.
A Christmas thing.
Working on it.
Groundhog's Day is my birthday. So
Okay,
a Groundhog's
okay.
Day thing, you know, St. Patrick's Day thing.
I'll have to go with what was it? Caddyshack. We'll do some Caddyshack.
There you go. There you
Some
go.
Bill Murray.
I think you've got some real potential here to make it this one the way you want to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, you're actually on the wall back there from your first interview.
What do I got over there?
I try to print out our thumbnails.
Oh, sweet.
From YouTube, so you're in one of those back there.
Oh yeah, there I am.
I need to get frames for them, but you know what? We're actually building it up pretty fast, and that wall's going to get full real fast. There's probably like 20 I haven't printed out yet. So.
I just think you guys are doing a great job. Like I was telling you this before doing the recording again, but like you're doing a great job with this. I think it's awesome. I think that more local people need to do something like this where you brought on a lot of people. I mean, you've had musicians, you've had elected officials, you've had local business owners. Like, it's a full list of
yeah.
a lot of different people. So good for you guys.
No, it's been great. And actually, through this, Stick Lounge podcast is now working on legislation with Tina Orwell.
Oh, what for?
Endometriosis awareness.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did an interview with a young lady, Amara. We thought we were just going to be interviewing her about. She was going for Miss Washington Teen. She's currently Miss Olympics Teen.
Okay.
And so we met her at the Bayside Sneaker Ball, and she wanted to do an interview there, but the equipment was getting hot. I broke down. I said, you know what? Come to the studio. We'll do an interview there. So we thought it was going to be like a 15-minute, maybe get some shorts out so she could post it on her social media. She's from Des Moines. Help her, get through to Miss Washington Teen. Ended up being over an hour-long conversation about how she almost... Well, how do I say this? She almost passed away. She was severely ill. She had endometriosis. Nobody knew. It's a very difficult thing to detect. And long story short, like, it was a pretty heart-wrenching story. Her mother was here, and she gave us all the information. At the same time, me and Hamp are looking at each other. Hamp knows my daughter very well. She's been battling with medical issues since she was 11 or 12 years old. Been to every doctor, tried to figure everything out, couldn't figure. Everyone said, she's fine, she's fine, she's fine. Hamp and I are like, we got to talk to Lily about this, So I immediately go home and tell my daughter, you got to dig into this endometriosis. She's like, what's that? And I said, just start doing your research. She checked all the boxes, man, all the boxes. So then we went and saw a specialist that was recommended to us by Amar and her mother.
Okay.
Dr. Winter, amazing lady. We'll give her a shout out.
Yay, Dr. Winner.
And as of today, my daughter is, what, 6 weeks post?
6 weeks post.
That's awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
wow.
she removed 8 spots of endometriosis. In her. We had Dr. Winter on the podcast.
Okay.
Did a full thing about endometriosis and what she does. And now it's Dr. Winter, Dr. Yu, Tina Orwell, her whole team, myself, Amara, my daughter, and a lot of other endo warriors. And we're pushing for awareness, continued education, just some financial stuff that Washington can do to help these women.
That's great.
So yeah, it's been a wild ride, dude.
That's great. That's great.
It's been a wild
I
ride.
mean, you as we talked about last time I came on, you never thought it was going to turn into this when you opened up the space and you
Right.
started a podcast and
Right.
But it's just you never know what can come from it. So
No.
that's awesome.
No.
And that's just you talking to people and figuring out where people are
And
doing
that's-
work and all
Yeah.
that.
And that's really where this was born. When I came to Hamp and said, hey man, let's do a podcast. I mean, Hamp's great. He just said, okay.
Sure.
He took about three seconds. All right. He didn't ask what it was going to be about. He just said, let's do it.
Yeah, for sure.
And then he said, what's it going to be about? And I was like, I don't know, man. We're just going to talk to people. We're just going to talk to people.
It's gotten a little bit. It's what I think is funny, and this is a compliment for sure. It is definitely sort of like a Big Lebowski vibe,
Right.
Like it's just like we're here and we're talking,
Yeah.
and like you don't have a set theme.
Nope.
We're just like stuff's happening.
Yeah, exactly.
It just happens.
I like that though. I mean, how many organic conversations have you had that were great conversations?
not many, and it is really in these scenarios where like you have them because you want people to learn something from them.
Right.
And you try to do it in your daily life. It's hard sometimes. People are busy. They got jobs. They got family. They got stuff going on. So it's hard to kind of sit down and say, let's have this intentional conversation about something we really want to get to the bottom of.
Right. Sure.
And that's what's tough, I think, when you want to try to have these conversations with people in your daily life. But when you come here and you sit down and you say, we are going to talk for an hour.
Yeah.
It is intentional.
Yep.
We are here to do it.
We're here to do it.
Like,
we're going to face to face.
Absolutely.
And it's funny because we have so many people, Pierre, who's going to be coming on soon. He's
running for Des Moines City Council?
Correct.
Yeah, Pierre. I've met him a couple times.
He's very nervous.
With you guys? No way.
He's come to Creole twice to see Hamp. Go ahead, Hamp. What
He
do you
haven't
tell
had
you?
the experience yet. He's like, I'm like, hey man, what's going on? He said, man, I'm worried about the, I don't know how it's gonna go. I said, let me tell you what. Let me take you upstairs so you can kind of get a feel of the room, the atmosphere, and brought him up here on Thursday night. Yeah, maybe Thursday night. Yeah, and he sat down right there. No, right there. I said, Joe sits here. You're gonna sit here, and I'm gonna sit here. And his wife sat there, and he's like, Okay, I'm ready.
I love it. I love it.
I'm ready for this.
But we've had so many interviews where people are like, do I get a list of the questions beforehand? And I'm like, no.
No questions.
There are no prepared questions. Yeah.
I have no questions.
Yep.
I have all the questions, but I have no questions.
What you have for breakfast?
Yeah, right, exactly.
A everything bagel with veggie schmear. That's what I have for breakfast.
I went down to Shelley's, met a friend there, and I had the kitchen sink omelet. It was delicious.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
Sausage, bacon, eggs. Yeah, it was good.
I like going to, for like the best brunch in the area for sure. And I'm not just saying this because I'm the mayor of Burien, but like Huckleberry Square in Burien on Ambaum.
Okay.
Like it just has phenomenal. It's a classic old
I
Americana
think I
diner.
went there once. I had a job down there, and I had a job walk, and I was in between, so I took my laptop, and I think I went in there and just ordered some breakfast one morning. And sat
They're
there.
great. They're
Yeah.
awesome. Classic Eats in Burien is awesome. The owner, Tony Hayes, the old school
I love Tony.
Burien guy.
Oh, do you?
Tony's awesome.
Yeah, Tony's great. Yeah, he's from New Orleans.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, New Orleans connection.
Nice.
But also like a local boy, went to Highline in high school. So like,
Okay.
Classic Eats is owned by a local boy. Huckleberry Square has
Nice.
been around forever. But like the Pancake Chef just closed. Like SeaTac's Pancake Chef just closed.
Yeah.
After operating for like almost 60 years.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I'm worried. I get worried about this area where like we're going to lose our sort of mom pa owned,
Oh, I
local
totally
owned
agree.
places,
No, I'll tell you right now, I'll put Des Moines on blast. Because now,
Watch out, Des Moines.
because now I'm gonna go too crazy, but I have always worked for the man, right? I work for a corporation. Company's been great to me. Been there for almost 20 years now. Have no desire to leave. I'll probably retire with them, and it's been great for me. They paid for my relocation to come out here and everything else. I had the opportunity years ago in Phoenix to start my own business. I was working on the side, not doing the same thing that I do, but it was still fabricating and construction, more in the residential space, and I do professionally commercial. There was a time when I got so busy, I had to make the decision of either do I go through with this side business, which I could have, or stay with my company. And honestly, for me, it came down to they paid for my company vehicle. I get vacation time, sick time, 401k match, all the good stuff, right? So I decided to stay. Now, with this adventure with Hampton, the podcast is one thing. The podcast is us putting it out. It's whatever. It's actually a really impressive market for podcasting. I hope it stays the way it is now. 'Cause
Yeah.
it's so easy to do.
Yeah.
But with the lounge and with Creole, I see all the freaking roadblocks, man. Like it is just like everybody wants their hands in the pot, and to be a small business, to open a small business, I've really learned how much of a passion it has to be for you to want to do that, to jump
totally.
through all the hoops and to do all the things. It's frustrating, man. It really is.
Yeah, you got to put your shoes on and
Yeah.
dance, to the right tune.
Yeah, and I don't know if every municipality is different. I have heard stories about Des Moines here. Again, I love Des Moines. I love living here. I love the town. But I was having a conversation with Hampton. I'm like, they make it really hard for a small business, for a business owner to open up and do what they're supposed to do. And that's just me saying it when I have really no skin in the game. I'm working with Hamp. This is all Hamp stuff. But we've talked to like Michelle, we've talked to a lot of people that have the same opinion.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I just think that that's something that needs to change here in this city. It needs to be, if they want a thriving downtown, they need to make it easier for businesses. I don't know what that avenue
Well,
is. But,
here's not to make it all about me, guys, but
well, hey, it's your hour, dude. We're just spitballing.
this is one of the reasons why I'm running is because like I see when you see at the local level like what the problems are and what creates streamlined issues and regulatory problems and making it difficult for the little guy. Like there is a big problem in the state of Washington right now where it is the little guy versus the big guy.
Yeah, there's a lot of big guys.
And
too.
there's a lot of big guys.
There's a lot of
and
big guys.
the government's not always on the side of the little guy. That's
No.
what doesn't make any sense to me.
Right.
So you have to create a regulatory environment where the little guy is able to navigate it and invest in it,
Right.
and do something locally and do something independently and owned by someone, creating wealth, creating opportunity. Instead of, because if we create all those barriers and create all those regulatory hurdles, then what? Then the only people who can navigate them are the really big guys.
And that's the thing too, is there's no clear roadmap. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
no.
Like it seems like, and I've been involved with conversations that Hampton's had between the state and the city. They say two different things.
And,
you know
and
what I
that's
mean?
another problem. That's another problem. Is in the state of Washington, everything is so decentralized. So like you get trickle down government decision making, and so where at the state level, the state will say, we don't want to have anything to do with it. Go talk to the city.
Right.
And then the city will say, okay, well, we've looked through this issue and it's actually a state problem. Go back to the state.
Right.
And then like, well, what am I supposed to do? I can't afford a lobbyist. You know, I can't, I'm not,
Right.
I'm
Yeah,
just
no,
my
it's
own,
true.
I'm just
It's
a
true.
restaurant owner.
Yeah.
And so like, it is this kind of weird gray area that confuses a lot of people, frustrates a lot of people.
Sure.
So people either get out of business or don't go into it at all.
Right. Right. No, it's true. I mean, it jaded me, this experience that he and I are going through. I mean, again, more Hamp, not me. I'm a silent partner helping him out, you know. I literally don't have skin in the game other than building stuff and, you know, helping host things and whatever. But it's all on him, you know, and I see the frustration and I see, you know, just the roadblocks that are put up and stuff, and trying to have a good business that makes money and trying to get your name out there is hard enough as it is.
Already, it's so hard.
It is.
Yeah.
You know, there's competition everywhere.
Then you just get nickeled and dimed in every single
That's for sure.
I mean,
fee,
dude,
permit, tax, everything.
how many permits do you have to get between your truck and your restaurant? How many permits a year do you have to get?
I have to, you know, I got permits for King County and I got a permit for Pierce County. But when it comes down to my food truck, I don't have a permit for the city of Des Moines because they want a choice. They want either to be mobile or stationary. And I'm not going to park it anyway and just leave it somewhere overnight. So I was told that if you got a spot and you got a spot, if I'm at your spot next week, I got to get a permit. If I'm at his spot next week, I got to get a permit. I just can't have a permit
A blanket permit.
for the city of Des Moines, you know, just to cover everything.
Even though you have a King County permit.
I got a King County permit, yeah.
See, that's
Yeah.
crazy. And then that's just the food truck. That's not even the restaurant.
That's just a food truck.
Well, and then nothing's streamlined. So you go into Pierce County or you go into Burien, and then you got different rules for every single local jurisdiction. It's not streamlined. It's so difficult. This is why it's frustrating. And people, and then we just have a bunch of people not doing anything because.
Yeah. And at the same time, you have a lot of people say, hey, shop local, support local businesses. And that's great. But I mean, that happens, once a year? There's the shop local push, you know, and at the same time, like, I love to shop local, but seeing what these local businesses go through, it's like, man, how are you staying afloat? You know?
Well, and don't get me wrong, like, does shop local mean shop at your local independent coffee shop, Starbucks?
Right.
Like, does shop local mean go to your local independent gourmet hamburger place, Red Robin? Like, I don't know, you know, they employ a lot of people. That's great. But at the same time, like, we can't have localities where, and we saw this with the Walmart effect too. Like when Walmart started getting really big, all of the local retail stores started getting hit really hard and started closing down. We're starting to see a little resurgence of retail, which is great, and we want to see more of that. And like some really interesting, unique places in Burien and Des Moines, even in Normandy Park.
Yeah.
But for sure, you know, I don't know why we'd want to be a place where we say to people, we want you to invest all of your life savings and all of your energy, and then we're going to make it extremely hard for you.
Yeah, I agree. And it's different in every city, like you said, which makes it really hard.
You have to put on Everlasting Lab and be ready to go more than 12 rounds.
You're right.
In the city of Des Moines.
Right.
Yeah. That's true.
You know,
But that's not how it should
Vaseline,
be.
lots of Vaseline, man.
That shouldn't be how it is. Like
Yeah.
it shouldn't have to be like you're ready to get into the arena and you're boxing. You know,
Right.
like that shouldn't have to be what it is.
It should be exciting.
It should be a dance.
It should be.
You know, if we're going through a metaphor, get them two people. Like,
Right,
it shouldn't be a boxing match. It should be a dance. And,
Right.
you know, and I think that people in government just generally has done a really bad job of showing that it's not supposed to be a roadblock. It's supposed to be a partner. And like, why do we have regulations and why do we have permit requests and why do we have fees? It should be in order to maintain and ensure that people are safe and we're keeping things clean and that everybody has the same expectations.
Right. I think, and I could be wrong, but I think a lot of it comes from, like, again, putting Des Moines on blast a little bit here. As far as I know and have been told, Des Moines is having a bit of a financial hard time right now, you know, and I think a lot of cities are. And I can tell you that through the meetings I've had with Senator Tina Orwell, Washington as a state, as far as I understand it, is pretty broke right now.
Let's dive into that for a second, though.
Okay.
So here's a good example. So here's a good example. So Burien, the city of Burien, we got $11 million from ARPA money from the COVID money. So we got $11 million. What's that?
Can I get one?
Sorry, so it's all out. It's all out.
Just one, man.
I don't know how much Des Moines got. I'm not sure how much Des Moines got, but we got 11. And the state got way more than that because it's a huge government and it got hundreds of millions, if not a couple $1 billion, from COVID money.
Right.
The problem that these governments are having, that the city of Burien's having, the city of Des Moines, every single government, this is literally happening everywhere, and you're seeing piecemeal attempts to try to fill the gaps. What's happening at the city, at cities and at the state is that there's now an attempt to try to figure out how to fill the deficits created by the fact that that money you got from the federal government is not recurring money.
Right. It's a one-time thing.
It's a one-time money. So you get $11 million for the city of Burien or however much the city of Des Moines got, and then you get like a couple billion dollars for the state, whatever the state got.
Did the state allot that money to the separate municipalities out of the lump sum that they got?
No, because we got direct money. The city of Burien got direct money from the ARPA from the federal government.
Okay,
and so did states. Every single government everywhere got their own direct money.
Okay.
And so now there's all this. There's these decisions to be made whether or not they should fill it or say we can't fund the stuff that we funded with that ARPA money.
Okay.
That's the problem the state's in. The state's in this weird scenario where it's trying to figure out, well, now we're in a $750 million deficit for next year.
Right.
And that's all because they couldn't fill the entirety of the money they were losing from the federal money, the federal ARPA money.
So what do we know what they invested, or let's just say Burien, for example, where did that ARPA money go in Burien?
Well, we used a lot of it for public safety efforts to create a co-responder model with the police department, which has been amazing. We used it for some human services money to pay for an outreach worker to get folks off the street and into treatment or housing, something like that. We used a lot of it as human services grants to give to like housing providers and eviction protection, food distribution. Like we used most of it, if not all of it, mostly for programmatic issues around food, housing, and safety. So
my question would be, and not to cut you off.
No, go ahead.
Those programs, are they sustainable past that ARPA money?
Well, that's the problem. No, they're not.
Okay.
So now you're seeing city governments asking their constituents to vote on public safety levies,
right?
Local levies of some kind. Every single government's going to be looking to try to raise taxes.
Right. Does that come in the form of property tax usually?
Mostly. Tax? Yeah. The ones for Burien that we're asking for Burien residents to vote on this year to decide if they want to is a property tax increase.
Okay. I know we had one recently here in Des Moines that was voted on. I believe it was voted down.
It didn't pass.
Yeah.
So it's tough because voter sentiment, if voters are like, actually, I feel taxed out.
Right.
And then they say to their city electeds or their county electeds or their state electeds, I'm taxed out. There's no more money coming from me.
Right. Right.
You're not getting any more money from me.
Yeah.
And they're trying to figure out how to fund a lot of these services.
Yeah.
Obviously that's where politics comes in. And obviously that's where like the requirement to have elected officials comes in. And that's the importance of elections, is because you get to pick people to make those decisions for you.
Yeah.
But what happened to the state is the state, in order to try to solve that problem, raised taxes this year to the highest level ever. They raised $9 billion in taxes. The state government did.
They raised taxes by that amount?
They raised the sales tax.
Okay.
They raised the services tax. They raised the B&O tax.
Wow.
I'm sure you've seen it all.
Yeah.
I'm sure you've seen it.
I try not to.
I'm sure you've seen it all raised.
You got a good accountant.
I need to go. I need to go check on File Local and see if I missed anything.
Yeah, right. Hey, Billy's got a steel trap, man. I'm sure she didn't miss anything.
I'm sure you're good. And so they raised $9 billion in new taxes in order to try to fill that gap.
Yeah.
But the problem is the gap then that they filled, they cut. The state legislature decided to cut Medicaid money.
Yeah.
Abortion access money, social safety net money,
right?
Homeless outreach money, hospital reimbursement money. Ooh. It was all this social safety net money that they cut in order to fill this gap.
That's crazy.
And then raised $9 billion in taxes. And because the thing that they did raise was government employee salaries.
Okay.
So you needed to raise the $9 billion in taxes, and you did. And it had to go to paying government employees more.
Right.
But you cut the social safety net massively in order to pay for it.
That sounds like that sounds like that could cause some serious problems.
Well, but my thing is, and then you hear left-wing politicians or ideological politicians say we're fighting against Trump and pushing back against Trumpism.
Right.
I'm like, but you voted to cut the social safety net.
Right. Right.
So you're arguing that Trump is bad, and you're arguing that all these things are bad, that he's cutting Medicaid, and that they're doing all these things at the federal level.
Right.
But like then you allowed this to happen at the state level. You're not protecting anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so that's the issue with the state money, is that like there's a $750 million deficit going on projected for next year's supplemental budget.
Okay.
What are we going to do?
Right.
Well, obviously we need to deal with the spending problem and figure out what we're spending on. But because we live in a consumption-based state, we don't have a state income tax.
Right.
We're made up of a whole bunch of taxes that are based on consumption.
Everything's taxed, man.
Yeah, everything's taxed. Everything's taxed. Everything is taxed.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, even like I've learned, coming from Arizona, there's a state tax there, so gas is cheaper, liquor's cheaper, all that stuff. When I moved up here, I learned that people, they will collectively drive to states like Oregon to make big purchases and then drive back because it's so expensive here in Washington.
No sales tax.
With the taxes, Or even like down at Hamp's place, he has to cover those taxes when you get a drink or whatever. And people will be like, well, the drink was only this much. Why is my bill this much?
Right.
And it's like, that's not us, man.
Not me. I like to be me.
Seattle.
I'd like all that money to be coming into me, but it's not.
The city of Seattle just raised their sales tax, and so
What's it at now?
It's the highest in the country now. I think it's 10.5%.
Wow.
So if you're going to anywhere to buy anything in Seattle, I don't know. I'm not going to go to Costco in Seattle anymore.
Yeah, no kidding.
Go to Costco in Tukwila.
Yeah.
Go to Costco. Where's the other Costco?
Federal Way. I go to Federal Way.
Or Covington.
I don't know Covington. I know I go to Federal Way. It's crazy busy though, man.
Yeah, all the Costco's are
all
busy.
busy.
Costco's are great.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean that's the question, and like that's what I'm trying to talk to people about when I'm running for this position. Is I'm like, listen, whether or not you like what's going on in the federal government, you have an opportunity to decide here if the thing we can do, the best thing we can do in our area right now, is govern effectively, be responsible, and solve problems here.
Yeah.
Did you know that the public school outcomes for public school students now in the state of Washington for reading and writing are below Mississippi?
Really?
Mississippi
Wow.
beats us now
Are you serious?
for reading and writing outcomes
That's crazy.
in public
man.
schools.
Wow.
And the
What? What you got?
We getting smart down some.
But Mississippi's been. I mean, it's had a hard time.
well, Mississippi historically has been like the last place
Right.
in the country.
And
And now we're below Mississippi for reading and writing outcomes.
I'll say that my youngest daughter, is in her last year of high school right now, and I see the changes that are happening in school systems and stuff, and I'm like, I'm just glad my kids are, there's been so many changes in school since I was a kid, and I'll put my daughter on blast. I don't know how she gets the grades she gets. She's a good kid. She's on the honor roll society and everything, but I had to work way harder than she has to work to get the grades she's getting. I think they're letting them coast.
I think grade inflation has been a really serious problem, and not just in college and high school. I think there's an argument to be made that like grade inflation is really problematic.
Yeah.
But also I was talking. I got a couple young. I'm 32. I got a couple of young people on my campaign who are. What's that?
I said 32.
I'm 32.
Okay, great.
The Seattle Times yesterday wrote that I was 42, and I'm like, no, thank you. Give me that decade back.
10 years you owe me. Give me back.
Come on, give that back to me, Seattle Times. So I got a couple young people on my campaign. They're at UW, which is unfortunate, but they are. Go Cougs.
Nice,
But they
daughter's going to Wazoo.
they're 21, they're 22 years old, and they're talking to me about what they're studying in college. And it's great, it's fine. Everybody needs to do something to build a skill, but it begs the question of like, what is the skill building?
Right.
And I think back on kind of like my college level economics classes, or I think back to my my like science classes in high school.
Sure. Not using it.
When have I ever
Yeah.
used
I
the
know.
science classes from high school?
Exactly.
So I think we're in due for a revamp
Yeah.
of
I agree with that.
education.
They did
and
put civics back in, which is good.
thank God.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we're definitely
Civics.
Oh, I thought you said sex.
No, but actually, I don't know if they're covering that anymore, and they need to. There's a lot of parents that don't want to have that conversation. I'm very open with my kids, but some kids, man, they just don't know. You know what I mean? And it's an important thing to know. You know, sexual education is very important, I think.
So
So
how long has Civic been out? I mean,
I
had
don't
Civics.
think.
It was out for a long time. I didn't have it in my high school
I don't think
education.
Yeah, I don't think Lily had it, and she's only 2 years older than Zoe, but Zoe has it this year. So
And I
think
went
it was
to-
reintroduced fairly recently.
Well, I went to a school in the Hines School District. I went to aviation, and I graduated in 2012, and
Yeah.
I didn't have civics.
Right. Yeah, so I don't know how long it's been out. I'm pretty sure I had civics in high school, but I was in Nevada, so
Yeah, I was down south.
yeah. But like you
Did you have
said,
it in Louisiana?
Yeah.
well, I mean, the Mississippi's beating Seattle, so Washington. Shout out Mississippi.
How much of the you'd never heard that before,
Right.
How much of the Louisiana education talked about Huey Long? I'm curious. Did you ever talk about Huey Long?
No.
Never talked about Huey Long? All right.
Just that bridge when we cross it.
Yeah.
There you go.
I just think there's an opportunity to kind of revamp public education especially in this state where
Yeah.
we can be more directed towards workforce development and say to a lot of kids like, you know, if this doesn't do anything for you and you're clearly not interested and like you don't care,
Yeah.
like let's get you into a skill. Let's
I was going to say that's what I did in high school. You know, I mean, I knew that if I didn't get a football scholarship, I probably wasn't going to college. You know, like that was just a realistic thing for me. Was
Sure.
like college was expensive. We didn't have the money. I was from a small town, you know, and football didn't pan out. So my junior and senior year, I took agricultural mechanics. I took
cool.
I took electrical wiring. I took welding. I took small gas engines. I took a lot of trade classes in my high school, and I left high school, went right into the construction world.
There you
and
go.
Been making good money ever since.
there you go.
Yeah, we had a Vortex school in Louisiana that if you didn't go to college, big Vortex school, you go there, learn a trade, and
Yeah.
come on out there.
I think trade schools are awesome, man.
Well, they are awesome. And when I was in high school, I did a couple programs at the Puget Sound Skills Center in the Highland School District, which is right over there in South Burien. Feels like it's Des Moines or SeaTac, but it's right over there in South Burien.
Right.
I did a couple of their restaurant ones and a couple of their media ones because for a long time I just thought I wanted to own a restaurant.
Hey, what do you think, Hemp?
14 years old.
I think at this point, Hemp would tell everybody don't own a restaurant.
Yeah, right.
it's a lot of work.
And well, it's a lot of work. But yeah, I mean, those are great opportunities. You know, you go up to where the Seattle community colleges have their big workforce skill training campus, which is by Boeing Field.
Yep.
You can learn how to be a mason. You can learn how to do ironworking, like that. And that stuff costs. That stuff pays a lot of money.
I can tell you right now that, again, I've been in construction since before I graduated high school, really, because my dad was in construction. So I learned a lot prior to even graduating. But I've done well enough to support my family and put my daughters through college and everything else. And the trades are hurting right now.
Yes.
I mean, my company is hiring. We're always hiring. And you hire 5 to maybe keep 1, because once they find out how hard it is to work in the field or how much, you have to drive to the job site, that people don't want to do it.
Okay, wait, we're going to bring it back to economics now for a second.
Okay.
because the only way you can grow wages and you can provide opportunity is by having a thriving macroeconomic climate.
Right.
Because right now the housing construction market is not building that much.
Right.
Like we're not building that much housing right now.
Right. That's why I've always stayed in the commercial space.
There you go. But we are doing commercials doing okay.
commercial's good.
Commercials
Yeah.
doing okay.
Yep.
But like housing, which has always been an indicator of the macro American economy, and housing is always kind of one of the 3 buckets of how's the economy doing. And right now it's really weird. Like housing's not doing well.
Right.
We're not building a lot of housing, especially in the state of Washington.
Yeah.
And what does housing employ? Housing employs
Construction workers.
carpenters.
Yep.
Housing employs
Plumbers, electricians. Yep.
like 100%.
Yeah. Concrete. Yep.
Everything.
Yeah. Everything. I used to actually do underground utilities in Nevada for residential subdivisions. So I would go, it was a really cool job. I would go and we'd cut the side of the mountain down. You know what I mean?
Oh, wow.
We'd do the blasting, we'd move all the dirt, and then we'd start making house pads and roads and laying all the lines for the guys to come in and build the houses afterwards. You know, so there's a ton. I mean, dirt work, there's all the pipe laying, like there's a lot that goes into residential.
Yeah, and 100%. And I think like we have to be an area that cares about making this place the best place you can possibly live.
Sure.
And I think we're not quite there yet.
Yeah.
We're
I
not
agree.
quite there yet.
You know, when I moved out here in 2017, I stopped in Sparks, Nevada to see my grandmother and my grandfather. And my grandfather, Don, said, "Have you ever been to Seattle?" And I said, "No, my wife has. She likes it. I have an opportunity there. I'm just going." You know, and we were on the way. We had the car packed, a pod with all of our stuff on the way. And Don says, "I was there. The last time I was there was in the 70s. And he said, it was the most beautiful city I've ever seen." He said, "It is just the greenest, most beautiful city that you're ever going to see." And I'm like, this is going to be awesome. Yeah, no, it was not that. I never smelled so much urine in the streets of Seattle in my life. I will say it's gotten better, though.
It has gotten better. And,
It's gotten better.
there's a couple things.
I was like, what? Okay, that was the 70s. Let me do some math here.
No, 100%.
I love it here, though. I'm just saying, like, things have changed for sure.
There's a couple things that like lately Seattle's made me feel like this area is like an actual serious big area. Like Seattle opening up the waterfront park.
Yes.
That's a big thing.
It's beautiful,
That
too.
makes me feel like Seattle's kind of a real major city.
Well, I think them getting rid of the viaduct and redoing that whole
Yeah.
that whole waterfront area was
Yeah.
huge. It was a great idea.
Once they figure out and get the entire light rail line up, then it'll be awesome.
Yep.
You know, and
agree.
I just, there's just the local stuff that really drives me nuts. Like seeing not to throw shade at Des Moines.
No, go ahead.
But like seeing what's going on.
We do it all the time, man. It's all good.
Like seeing the Masonic home stuff.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm personally really annoyed that the state couldn't step in and say we're gonna designate this a historic landmark.
Okay.
And we're gonna turn this into something. You know, I think the state would have been the only actor that would have been able to do something, but they said they didn't want to.
Yeah.
And so
That's a tough one, because I feel the same way. I think it's a beautiful building. I think it'd be really cool if they could somehow like set it up as like a museum or something, that you could go in and check it out. But who are we in? Was it Harry or was it Matt Pina? One of them, we were talking to him about it.
I want to lean toward Harry.
Was it Harry?
I want to lean that way.
They made a good point, and I want to see what your stance is on this, or what your thought is. The drive for, we're talking about Des Moines, so let's use Des Moines, is to get more families here, younger families. We've got a lot of retirement communities in our area, but to get the younger families here that want to spend money, have the kids, go out to eat, do all the things, they need more housing here, right? And I do understand the point of tearing down the Masonic home, as much as I think it's awesome, and I wouldn't want to see it go, to build some housing there, to bring some young families here. So I can kind of see both sides of that. What are your thoughts on that?
you'd have to have it'd have to be worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, if you built a huge multifamily development or something, it'd have to be worth it. And I think that,
Well, it's 20, what'd they say, 26 acres?
26 acres. Yeah,
and that's pretty
26,
big. That's pretty big.
Yeah, it's big.
It's pretty big.
You could fit some housing in there.
I wonder how many people live in Judson Park, right next to it,
Yeah.
in that retirement community. I wonder how many people live there. Because you could do something like that.
Right.
And you could fit a big multifamily complex there,
Right.
do a couple hundred people. Yeah, I don't know, because we do need that. That's true.
Because that drives local business, right?
It does.
It
It
brings
does.
people down here.
And,
it helps
the-
Hamp. It helps a coffee shop. It
Yeah,
helps
totally.
All-Star, the sports bar. They got everybody watching the Mariners game right now. They were down
All-Star.
4-0 when we came in here, man.
Jamar's too. Let's throw
Yeah,
Jamar's in there,
Jamar's. That's Ham's mortal enemy. So
No
4-0. Here we go. Let's take a look. While we're talking. Okay, 5-0. This sucks.
oh no,
Top of the
All
sixth,
right.
5-0.
All
We're
right.
not
Top of the
we're not paying
sixth?
attention
Oh,
to that anymore.
Everybody need help, and I'd be glad to get some guy, like Jamar, come down here and talk on come talk to us. You know, come tell us what you want to do.
Let's do it. Let's have him. Let's have him.
I told you I'll have him on.
Yeah, we bring Jamar. If you're listening, please.
All right, there you go.
Get in
The
touch.
official invite.
Get in touch with one of us and let's talk about your business.
I just have stayed away from it because I know he has catfish on the menu, so
It's
I
okay. We can share.
might have to do a catfish cook-off or something.
Just reach out to myself or Joe, you know, one of us, and we'll put you on the books, man, and come talk about what you want to do with your business or, you know.
Hey, at the end of the day, everyone's trying to do the same thing.
That's
down here.
right. It's
Everybody's
all
trying to
about-
make money.
There you go.
Everybody's
But you got the invite out there now. You got the invite out there.
Yeah, please come on by, man.
And that's what you need in places like Des Moines. You need that business community to come together and say
Yes.
we all want to make this a better place and get more visitors and more money spent here. Like that's.
What do you think about who was it? It was one of our early interviews. She was the city council member from Normandy Park.
Mm-hmm.
You remember her name? Tammy. I can't remember her name. I'm sorry. Forgive me. I can't remember your name.
From Normandy Park.
Normandy Park.
Okay.
Yes. She was talking about an idea, and I don't know where this idea came from or where it's going, but linking together Des Moines, Normandy Park.
Yeah, you're talking about.
I can't remember her name. She came into the
She
restaurant.
was an anchor woman with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. She used to be on the news. Yeah.
I'll think of it in a second.
Okay.
Susan West.
Susan West.
Yeah,
Susan.
yeah,
That was
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's it.
Sorry, Susan. You were awesome. Susan West.
I don't know why I forgot that.
She was fun. She was awesome.
Yeah.
And she gave us a great compliment. She's like, hey, you guys, she's been in news. She's like, you guys do a good job. I'm like, sweet.
Yeah.
Doing this for 2 days.
Exactly. But she had brought up the idea to link Des Moines, Normandy Park, and Burien as the cities by the sea.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's been this idea for a long time of combining those three cities plus SeaTac
Okay.
and making it the city of Highline.
Okay.
I don't hate the idea. I think like if we did that, it'd be a super city for sure. I mean, the population of all those cities combined would be like
What would the benefits of that?
120,000 people. When the conversations first started about that, the benefit was about saying we could have one city entity that'd be able to like show up in discussions with the port.
Okay.
So it was more of a way to talk about like we have a unified government voice with the Port of Seattle.
Gotcha.
I think a benefit would be you have one police department. That'd be a
Okay.
big benefit.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
Could
right
you
now
just combine all the departments into one and have more police on the street? Would that
those
be the
conversations
idea?
have been happening too.
Okay.
Where because right now like Burien and SeaTac and White Center are King County Sheriff's contract cities,
Okay.
but Normandy Park and Des Moines have their own police department.
Right.
And both Normandy Park and Des Moines both have a police foundation where they raise money for the police for the police guild. We don't have that in Burien because we're a contract city with the sheriff's department.
Okay.
So if you combined all those cities and created one police department, that'd be easier to to monitor, keep streets safe.
Would that help budget for like a police department?
Probably.
Okay.
There's pros and cons. I mean, there's pros
Sure.
and cons. I mean,
Sure.
do Burien, Normandy Park, and Des Moines share enough of a common identity to be one city? Maybe.
Right.
Maybe.
Right.
There's arguments for that, I think. Especially because of the Highland School District.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the Highland School District. This is one school district.
Right.
With 5 cities.
That's a big school district too. I didn't realize how far it expanded, but
It's huge.
It's a big school district.
Des Moines, Normandy Park, SeaTac, Burien, and White Center.
Yeah.
That's massive.
Yeah. Yeah.
Super diverse. Tons of taxpayers.
Yeah.
It's an incredibly diverse and difficult to administer and manage school district.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I think there's interesting ideas behind it for sure. I don't know. I haven't thought enough about it or had conversations with people seriously about it to have enough of a opinion of whether or not it should go that way.
Right.
I mean, Burien was only incorporated in 1993.
Oh,
Do you know
really?
when Des Moines was incorporated?
I don't know.
I actually don't know.
I have no idea.
No. From the south.
He's from New Orleans. I'm from Arizona. So
New Orleans,
Nevada,
New Orleans has been
Arizona.
around for a while. New Orleans has been around for a while.
Yeah.
At least since 1812. I'm not even sure how old New Orleans is.
Hands up there.
Older than 1812.
I think so. Yeah. It's got to be older than that.
Yeah, because the French were there for a while.
Yeah. Exactly.
And
a lot
then
of vampires
I
over
think
there.
the Spanish even before the French.
Yeah.
A little bit
Yeah, then everybody just starts
mixing together.
coming in.
Yeah. And I'm still trying to get you to learn French so you can speak French Creole, but
Did you say vampires?
Yes, yeah, vampires. Yes. We had a discussion in the last episode or interview that we did about how if vampires were going to land anywhere and hang out, it would be New Orleans because no one would be able to pick them out.
Yeah, right.
Especially during Mardi Gras.
Is True Blood based in Louisiana?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah.
I think it is.
I
Yeah,
think
the
so. Yeah.
TV show True Blood.
Yep, yep.
And I think it's a book series too. But
Suki.
Suki, yes, Suki.
Oh, Suki.
And then you got the new Michael B. Jordan movie Sinners that came out this summer.
Yeah, that was a good. Did you watch that yet?
Not yet.
Now, Catwoman would be so mad at you. That was a good one.
They're down in the South. They're down in the South.
that was a
Maybe
good one.
Louisiana, but maybe Mississippi. I can't remember exactly.
Yeah, I can't remember. But
Great
it
movie,
was awesome.
though.
It is a good movie.
Ryan Coogler directed that, and he did Black Panther and Fruitvale Station.
I've got
and
to watch this movie.
Oh, you have to watch. It's so good. It's so
Music's
good.
really good in it too.
It's like very rare these days. Very rare these days right now. They're making movies that are like original stories that aren't based on like pre-approved IP or stuff like that. And like Sinners is one of those like original movies that is not based on anything other than like Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan coming together.
No, and I had no idea. Like I didn't know that is what it was about before I watched it. Like it took a turn from the previews that you saw, the trailers, whatever you want to call them.
It's about vampires.
No. I was like, damn. Yeah. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen
it. Came out in July.
Yeah, you know.
I gotta get to watch it.
Yeah, you gotta watch it. It's
I gotta
good.
wait till my wife go to sleep though because I watched the Waltons.
She won't watch Sinners with you?
She won't watch Sinners.
It'll be nominated. It'll definitely be nominated for some Oscars. It's an Oscar bait movie for sure.
Dr. Paul.
You don't change it up much, huh?
Did I watch Andy Griffith? So
He'll say, you remember that episode of Andy Griffith? I'm like, from what year? Dude? What are you talking about? You're the one that you have to find on a special
you little baby
TV
ducks.
station.
32, 43.
There you go. So let's make sure we cover the basics here. You are running for, and correct me if I'm wrong.
We're going to this.
You're running for, is it the seat for the seat for legislation for the 33rd district? Is that
that's
correct?
right. That's right. State
I
House.
said that right.
Yep.
All right, great.
Yep. You said it right. Yep.
Okay, perfect. And that's this November.
Yeah, in 2 weeks.
In 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
People should have their ballots now. I don't know when you're going to edit this and put this out, but people should have their ballots now.
This should be out next Sunday.
And coming, next Sunday. Okay, so by next Sunday, they will have a week and a half to vote.
Okay, week and a half.
If they hadn't voted yet. 2 weeks as of this next Tuesday. So 2 weeks as of October 21st.
Okay.
And I'm running for the State House of Representatives for the 33rd LD.
Okay. And that covers
Burien, Normandy Park, Des Moines, SeaTac, and Kent.
in Kent. Okay.
Yep, half of Kent.
Gotcha.
And it's the first competitive election in like 25 years.
Wow. Okay.
And people are not used to this. Like,
Right.
there are so much mail going out. There's so much campaigning happening. There's so many things being said and so much stuff going on. People aren't used to this. This is not a place where people get challenged all the time. Like,
Sure.
Like Tina Orwell hasn't had a competitive race since like 2008.
Right.
Mia Gregerson hasn't had a competitive race for state house since she got in there and was appointed in there.
Is there part of you that's like, damn it?
Well, there's a part of me that's just like, JFK said that we're all office holders. Like JFK said that we all have a responsibility to hold office.
Right.
And there's a part of me that's just like, we have created a political environment in this state of Washington where it is only insiders and handpicked people that are making decisions for everybody else.
Right.
And spoiler
You're not the only
alert,
person that has said that either. So I've heard that from other people.
and spoiler alert, they're not making decisions on what's best for people. They're making decisions on oftentimes what's best for their donors and what's best for their special interest groups.
No, and I think that's what happens with career politicians.
And 100% is what happens with career politicians. So like and that's a problem with the state of Washington with career politicians is we do not have competitive races often.
Right.
And that's a problem too. Like I had when I was doorbelling steak, I doorbell every day.
And I will say, I give you credit. I stepped out of my door with my neighbor had said, hey, did you get a package in your mailbox for me? And I said, I don't know. Let's go see. And I step out and I go, hey, man, what's going on?
And there I was in your neighborhood.
There you were in my neighborhood.
cul-de-sac.
Yeah, you were beating the streets. Man.
I'm knocking doors. I knock doors every single day. I talk to people every single day. And I personally have knocked on or I should say, I personally have talked to, because there's a difference between the number of doors I've knocked.
I was going to say, how many people are actually answering the door?
Yeah. like there's a total number of people that like do not answer the door, but like the total number of people, I just looked yesterday, who have answered the door to me is 4,200. So I've talked to 4,200 people at their house.
Right.
And so like,
That's good, man.
you know, and that's in Burien, Normandy Park, Des Moines, SeaTac, and Kent. And so like, I've been doing this for a long time.
Looking further right. I want to try something here real quick. I'm trying to see where is it this one? I'll edit this. Where the hell is it?
What is it? What are you trying to do?
I
Sound
want it
effect
to
for you.
be-
For 4,000, 2 people.
Here it is. Okay, so when you're knocking on doors,
Yeah.
do you get the ring doorbell?
All the time.
Hey, what do you want? No one's home. Go away.
Hi, I'm Kevin Schilling. I'm running for the state legislature.
Not interested. Something like that through the ring doorbell.
All right, so there's three questions I get more than anything. I want you to guess what the 3 questions are. So there's 3 questions I get more than any questions. What do you think? We'll go from the top. Let's go 3, 2, 1. What do you think the 3rd most asked question is?
Oh, jeez. I mean, I guess if I answered my door and you were standing there, okay, let me ask you this. I answer the door. What do you say?
Hi, I'm Kevin Schilling. I'm running for the state legislature. How you doing today?
Okay.
What can you do for me?
You think people ask me what I can do for them?
I'm going to
Nope.
say, and
Nope.
I wouldn't ask this, but I'm going to say, what party are you with?
Okay, that's the 3rd most asked question.
The 3rd most
what
asked question.
party are you with?
What party are you with? Yeah.
And that's
People are really divided right now,
that's
man.
the 3rd most asked question.
I mean, depending on your answer, they're not going to give you the time of day.
A lot of people who identify as Republicans don't want to talk to Democrats.
Yep.
A lot of people who are Democrats don't want to talk to you
Anyways.
as in general.
Just don't want to talk.
But a lot of people don't want to talk, like just
Okay.
in general. Okay, so the 3rd most asked question is what party do you identify it with?
Okay.
Okay, what's the 2nd most asked question?
I don't know. What do you got?
Or okay, what's the 1st most asked question?
The first most asked question. What are you selling? I don't know.
No.
What do you got?
How do you feel about Donald Trump?
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is the 1st most asked question. Democrats
See,
and
I'm
Republicans.
I'm not that guy, so I can't. I wouldn't ask these questions.
Democrats and Republicans.
Both. Okay.
Both.
Wow.
The 2nd most asked question is my favorite one, which is what is the state legislature?
Oh, okay. Yeah, I could see that.
Because
That's unfortunate.
you
but-
have not had to vote in a competitive race in this district
right.
for 20 years.
Yeah.
And think about the changes we've had as a country from now until from 20 years ago.
Oh yeah, man. It's
You
been
know,
major.
we've been under the Trumpian era of politics for 10 years. And then you had Obama for 2 terms. And so
Right.
that was 8 years of Obama era politics. My God, this country was a different place 20 years ago.
100%, man. It was.
And so I think if you're somebody who's lived here a long time and you've never, ever once had someone knock on your door ever today.
You're the only one that I've seen going around doing it. I mean,
Today I had someone tell me that I was the only person they've ever knocked on their door ever.
for
anything.
politicians, for someone running, you probably are for me as well. I mean, I ran into you in the street, but I don't.
I was going to come to your
think-
door.
Yeah, I don't think I've had a politician knock on my door. A lot of salespeople.
When we first talked to you, there was another guy that was supposed to run with you, or maybe talk. Is he still?
Yeah, so it's me and that other guy who are on the ballot in November. Yeah. And so we had a really competitive primary and we both made it through the primary. And now we're both in the general. And everybody in this district, I'm sure, has received some piece of mail from, whether it's from the campaigns directly or from the independent groups that are legally allowed to spend money. And
I don't think I have.
you haven't received a single piece of mail?
No, I mean, I received the voters pamphlet. I received the magazine that shows you everybody. You came to my door and gave me your flyers. I think that's all I've gotten.
Interesting. Wow. Because there's been a lot of it.
Yeah. I mean, it could be my kids answer the mail too, or get the mail. Maybe they're throwing it in.
Yeah, that could be.
I don't know.
And it could be, for sure.
Could be, yeah.
For sure.
I got easy fiber internet every goddamn day coming by my
Sounds
house
about right.
and putting stuff in the mail. I'm like,
Sounds
I got
about right.
internet. Leave me alone.
Well, and you know, when you're running for office, you go to houses where they've got a lot of people have signs that say no soliciting.
Right.
And that's really tricky because technically when you're running for office, you're not soliciting, because the legal definition of soliciting is I'm coming to your door and I'm asking you to buy something. from me.
Right. You're trying to
That's
sell
the
something.
legal definition of soliciting.
Right.
And it is actually legally said that you running for office is not soliciting.
You ever see those signs on the front door where you're like, I'm not going to knock on that.
Well, I do. Yeah. If
The one that's got a picture of a 6-shooter and I got 6 reasons why you don't want to knock on this door.
Let's just say I'm not going anywhere near those doors. All right. But the no soliciting ones are the tough ones because like if you don't go to some of the no soliciting doors, you're never going to talk to anybody because almost everybody has no soliciting sign now.
Sure.
So you got to make that determination. You got to be like, hey, okay, I'm the candidate. I'm going to go to a door. If it says no soliciting or no solicitors and it looks really old, it might be worth going here. But there's new signs now that say no soliciting and then they list stuff. It's like,
oh, really?
I don't want to buy your solar panel. I know what God I pray to. I know who I'm voting for. Like they've got the mix. I don't go to those houses.
Yeah, sure.
And I usually don't go.
Probably not going to earn you any points.
Oh no, it'll be negative points.
Exactly.
And then I don't go to any houses that say I don't go to no trespassing houses because that's a little bit tough too. Because
what's the most negative response you've gotten knocking on doors?
I usually try to forget those.
Kind of hard to forget those.
I've never been well. Okay, so there's 2. I'll say 2. There's one where my friend who was doorbelling for me got bit by a dog.
Oh damn. Okay. All right.
And
that's not good.
So this is crazy. The rabies shots because you just as a precaution.
Right.
Went to go get rabies shots. You get 10 of them now.
Wow.
He had 10 rabies shots
At one time?
No, over time.
You got to go back and get them again.
You got to go back and get them again and again and again.
At least Lily didn't have to get that when Star nipped her.
He had 10 rabies shots. And
that's crazy.
It costs a lot of money.
Oh yeah, no, it's not cheap.
It's like $1,400 a shot.
Yeah,
A shot.
A shot.
Oh, I'm about to have to put a muzzle on.
So
that's going to be the reason.
yeah, because imagine someone comes back to your house and they'd say, "This is a demand letter for you to pay for my rabies shots."
Yeah, well,
that's expensive.
If I got to pay $1,400 a shot, I'm gonna let Star finish them off.
Yeah, there you go.
What she got in her mouth? Don't worry about it.
Mind your business. Mind your business.
Yeah, that's
so he's okay though.
He's
okay.
all right. He's good now. He's good now. The problem is he's a lawyer, and so he was like, I don't know. We gotta figure it out now. What's the worst thing that's happened? Okay, so there's one historical thing and then there's one recent one. Historically, so my dad is a very introverted person. He doesn't like to talk to anybody.
Okay,
He's a very
right.
introverted
enough.
engineer. It's just funny because he's not really that introverted. Like if you get him on the street or you get him in a public place, he'll talk your ear off.
I'm kind of similar in that way.
Oh,
I like being left alone, but I have a podcast.
That's right. That's right.
Went out to high school, went to college.
If you tried to talk to my dad, he'd be like, I don't want to talk to you. But if you just like approached him on the street or whatever, you'd talk to him for an hour and you'd learn all about his family and where he went to high school and his naval career, all that stuff.
Hey.
So there's two. The worst one that ever happened was my poor dad. He's an introvert and he didn't ask for this, and he came to drive his car and sit near where I was doorbelling one day, and I went to a house and. The guy at that house didn't like me or whatever, and he came out to where my dad was sitting in the car, crumpled up my lit piece and threw it at my dad's face.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and
Wow.
I'm like, come on, man! Like my dad's he's just sitting there in the car, so that wasn't cool.
People just like to be mean sometimes.
The worst thing? Yeah, what's the worst thing? I just go to a door and they say "f off," and people, I hate you. I'm like, okay, that's cool.
Okay, we just met, but that's fine.
Whatever. I will say this happens rarer and rarer these days. Like I think like during the primary and during the summer, it was really tough. Like people, I think it was really tough because as we were talking about earlier, in the summertime, people are busy. They're they're on vacation, they're going to hang out, they're doing stuff.
The sun's out. Leave me alone. I'm going
Sun's
somewhere.
out, leave me alone. and that's
That's a Seattle thing, man.
100%. It's a Pacific Northwest thing. 100%.
The sun's out. I'm out.
Don't talk to me. I do not exist. I do not
This
exist.
doesn't come out too often.
No.
Yep, exactly.
And we had a long and good summer this year. So
did.
people were
We did.
yeah.
It was good. It's October, dude. It's 60 degrees outside right now.
Okay.
2 days ago, I was walking in Des Moines. I was sweating.
Yeah,
like it's crazy. And so, in the summertime, when you're knocking on doors and stuff, like it was tough because people were either not home and on vacation. And then we had really like horrible turnout rates. Like nobody voted. We had like 19% voter turnout.
Because everybody was out, man.
Everyone was gone.
Everyone was out.
And so, I feel, and back then in the summertime, it was tough because like nobody wanted to talk. Everyone would say they were not interested. Like nobody wanted to talk. It was summertime. People were annoyed at whatever they were annoyed by, and nobody wanted to talk in the summertime. It is so different now.
That's good.
Because people are back home, people's kids are in school, the Mariners are doing well. Like,
Yeah.
well,
No,
maybe
not right now.
Well, do a recap
hold
on
on.
that.
Here we go. 1 second. All right, we scored 2. Top of the 7th, 2-5. We'll see how it goes.
2-5.
Yeah, 2-5.
All right. We'll give him.
Yeah, all right. Top 7th. What's funny is this is going to go out and people are going to be like,
Yeah.
we're talking about the Mariners from this. So hopefully by the time this goes out,
Right.
it'll be okay. It'll be good
We'll
news.
be good to go.
But yeah, like people in the Mariners are doing well, and the Kraken are doing well, and I don't know about the Seahawks doing well. I'm not really sure.
Doing better than the Cardinals.
Definitely better than the Saints. I could get 11 guys right now and beat the Saints.
Yeah, we're actually going to New Orleans to scrimmage them next week.
There you go. Peak male performance. Peak male athletic performance right
I don't know
here.
what's going on
I'll
with my
join that team
I don't
for
know
you.
what's going on with
I'll
my
join that team. That's so funny. Oh
There's
my
always
gosh.
next year.
There's always next year.
I waited for this year.
That's what they said last year. So you're getting better response from people. That's
I think people are just home. People are home. Their kids are in school. They're paying attention.
You know what I hope? I hope, and it's probably not true, but I hope that there's going to be less division between people because it's gotten crazy. You know, like you said, 10, 12 years ago, I never had a friend come up to me and start talking politics and assume what party I aligned with or anything like that. You know what I mean? Or saw social media posts from people that I grew up with that are just so angry, you know, and because of politics. And you should be involved. Yes, you should vote, and especially on the local level. That's what I think. But I will never lose a friend or a family member because of the political party that they align with. And I think it's crazy that that's happening to people.
100%. And I think that a lot of folks and what's happened to a lot of people in this country, and this has been a problem that I've been trying to figure out too. It's like people have replaced a lot of different things with politics. A lot of people have replaced church with politics.
Yeah, that's true.
A lot of people have replaced voluntary associations with politics. But my issue is like when you were part of a church or you're part of a voluntary organization or you're part of a sports league or whatever, it was always towards something. You were always being a part of the local community. You were always improving your community.
Right.
And that in and of itself is really what I think the point of kind of the American spirit is. Like you're supposed to be involved in your community. You're supposed to be caring about your fellow neighbor and like doing stuff with your fellow neighbor.
Right.
There's a great book from I think the late 80s, maybe early 90s called Bowling Alone, where Robert Putnam analyzed the decline of numbers in bowling leagues.
I was just going to say, was it? Yeah.
About bowling.
That used to be a huge thing back in the day.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
And
People's parents used to go.
My parents
bowling
talked about how they when they first started dating in the 80s, they joined a bowling league.
Right.
And I don't know anyone who bowls anymore. You know,
It's funny. A guy at work, I the other day, he's like, I just started bowling. I'm like, what?
Where?
Oh, he lives up in like Kirkland or something.
Well, because like the Highline bowling lanes closed, and that pissed me off. And
yeah.
because I went there all the time. I was there when friends wanted to go have a few beers and bowl.
Sure.
I was like, let's go do that. I'd rather
be
do
a common thing. Right?
I'd rather do that.
Yeah.
Than sit around and do nothing.
Yeah, I agree.
You know,
I agree.
And so this book by Robert Putnam, Bowling Alone, is a great indicator from back then about like looking at the decline of membership in. He used bowling leagues, but he expanded it out to voluntary organizations too, and like religious organizations. Like fewer and fewer people going to church, fewer and fewer people joining like non-religious voluntary. So like fewer people could join the Masons or the Shriners or whatever. And
I think there's just something needs to bring us together again as a country. You know, unfortunately, the last thing that did that was a tragic event.
Right.
You know, 9/11, which was horrible, you know, and it sucks that something like that has to happen to make everybody want to be one country and an American. You know what I mean? Because it's hard now. You know, there's so many people that don't want to be an American anymore, you know?
Yeah, and that's an interesting point and is true.
It is.
You know,
I mean, I hear it all the time. You hear actors and stuff say it. I'm leaving this country.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's like, you know, my kids have even said like, well, would you ever move out of the country? And I'm like, I mean, maybe, but if I moved out of the country, it'd be when I'm retiring and I'd be on a beach in South Mexico. You never find me.
100%.
I've been down there for races and stuff. I love it.
I jokingly say the only time I'm leaving this country is when I'm 65 years old and I own a house on a beach in Thailand.
Yep.
Like that's
exactly.
That's when I leave the country. But it's
Until then, I think
yeah,
it's
until-
important to fight for what we have.
And it's a thing about like, I really hope because I thought maybe the country would come together after COVID. Because that was a tragic event and it was a difficult time.
It divided us a lot, though.
But the problem was it divided people.
Yeah, it did.
From the very beginning.
From the very beginning.
And I think that it's just really hard to figure out what is that unifier when everything is amplified. Social media amplifies divisive voices.
You know what it's going to be?
An alien invasion.
They're gonna come, dude, and we're all gonna have to
bring me some Jeff Goldblum.
There you go.
Bill Pullman,
Independence Day,
Day action.
What,
here we go.
what are you gonna do, Ham? What happens when the aliens come?
Nothing.
You gonna sell them some grits?
You gotta feed him something.
I got some catfish. Man.
all right. If their money's green, we good.
Yeah.
What's the best alien movie?
Oh man, you know what?
Movie about an alien.
Yeah. I think the one I like all of them, first of all. But what was it called? Arrival.
Amazing movie.
I think Arrival was really good.
Phenomenal movie.
I mean, just the way I think that if it were to ever happen, it would be something like that. Did you ever see Arrival?
I've never seen Arrival.
Okay.
I think Arrival is actually truly maybe one of the best movies ever made.
It was a good movie.
What's the second one then? Y'all want?
Well, I was going to say E.T.
E.T. Oh, E.T. was good.
E.T. was
very
my
good.
first one.
Okay,
I was going to
yeah.
say E.T.
Because of E.T.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like Arrival because it talks kind of about like how it would have. It seems more a little realistic.
Yeah.
But I will say my second favorite, it's kind of a horror film, is The Fourth Kind.
Oh,
You seen The Fourth Kind?
no.
That's
a
a
while
good one.
back. That's a good one.
That's Mila. No, what's her name? She was in The Fifth Element.
I've seen, she played Joan of Arc in that weird
Yes,
movie.
yes. So she's in it. She's got a weird name. I can't remember.
Yeah,
her name.
Mia, it starts with a J. Mia Junkovich or something
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah.
So she's a therapist in Nome, Alaska, and all of these people are having abduction experiences, and it gets wild.
Been there.
Good watch. Definitely watch it. If
Been
you
an
haven't seen it.
arm.
I think that Close Encounters of the Third Kind
Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
is a good alien movie.
That's a good
'Cause
alien
You never see the aliens until like the
Right.
very end, maybe sort of.
Right.
When I was growing up, Signs was a little bit of
Signs
horror.
was a good
Signs
one.
was a good horror
Signs was a
movie.
good one. I like M. Night Shyamalan. Though,
I think
so.
Signs also sort of like if aliens were going to come to Earth, it'd be something like that. Like,
Yeah.
like one farmhouse would be
Right.
dealing with an alien,
Right.
Like no one else would believe them. And
Exactly.
Like, there was this one guy in Panama on TikTok. I can't believe how into this I got. Like,
Dude, are you talking about Kin?
Yes.
Dude, I was in.
Kid Panama?
It's funny you say that because I wanted to put it up in here and have you and I do a whole episode just watching his videos, dude. It's insane.
I still can't decide if that thing was real or not.
I think that he came out and said it was fake.
How was it fake?
I don't know.
I have no clue what y'all
I'll have
talking
to show you, dude. It's some weird shit. So this guy says, I will say the fakest part of that, if you watch, because I went down a rabbit hole with
Me
it.
too.
Okay. So the fakest part is when he finds the meteor in his backyard.
Okay.
It totally looks like he dug it up like his backyard with a shovel, threw some gasoline on it, and lit it on fire.
Let it on fire. Yeah.
It doesn't look like a meteor hit.
Sure.
But so he gets this little, and we're going down a rabbit hole here, but it's cool. We do whatever we want.
Yeah. Right.
He gets this little meteorite that looks like a potato. And then people keep saying it's a potato. It's not a potato because it actually, when he sets it on the glass, it clicks and everything. Dude, it starts growing some shit out of it. Like growing like tentacles and it's moving.
Yeah.
Like it's moving and it's growing and it gets like what, like this big?
It's huge.
It gets huge.
Yeah.
And it's on TikTok, and I found like the first video, and then I went down a rabbit hole watching all of them. I made Lily watch it. It was wild. It was wild.
That was my problem too.
I'm like, is that real?
That was my
What the
problem
hell?
too. Is that I went down the rabbit hole.
Yep.
And I was like, but this is the problem also with like AI. AI is going to ruin everything for us.
AI is scary.
We are gonna completely be fooled by so much.
Can't believe your eyes now.
You literally can't.
Yeah.
And
true.
That's true.
maybe that's what'll bring us together is
Yeah,
the
maybe
fact that like AI, if we do get too focused on using AI for everything, maybe the fact that AI will like overwhelm us will be what brings people together to be like, we got to get rid of this. We got to get everything in person. It's got to be person to person.
Yeah.
We have to make decisions. I don't know. It's scary.
I heard recently that like I want to say it was like the top 3 AI platforms, whatever they are. I don't know what they are. I know there's like ChatGPT and there's Grok and, Microsoft has one and Google has, there's all these, but I think it was the top 3. They did a test and they tried to basically tell the AI they're going to shut it down. and the AI found back doors.
Did AI say you're not going to be able to?
Yep.
That's crazy.
It started finding its own back doors to get out so that they couldn't kill it, essentially.
That's scary.
It even went as far as searching emails of like CEOs to see if it could blackmail them. Crazy stuff, dude. Crazy stuff. Like,
and there's also a lot of great movies and sci-fi writing about like what this could problematically be.
Yeah, it's kind of like, we've already written exactly
thought through like how horrible this is going to be for everybody.
Right. Like every Terminator movie told us not to do this. You know?
iRobot is like, don't do this.
Exactly.
This is terrible.
But here we are.
You know, there's some good, like Avengers: Age of Ultron is a great example, or even the new mission, the last Mission Impossible is a great example
I
too.
haven't seen that one yet.
You know what AI won't be able to do? Cook food. Won't be able to run a restaurant.
There you go. There you go.
You'll be employed.
Yeah.
Won't be able to build a house.
Trades.
Won't be able to build a house. Won't be able to do any
man.
trade stuff.
Yep.
So really all AI is going to do is going to replace a lot of professional services jobs.
Yeah. My daughter changed her major because she wanted to go into journalism, and all the major papers and stuff are requiring them to use AI now.
You know, at my full-time job, I work for the Washington State Dental Association. I'm the government affairs director for the Washington State Dental
I
Association.
remember you saying that. Yeah.
Well, okay, I'm gonna say this too because one of the independent groups that's putting out stuff against me in the campaigns saying I'm like this corporate lobbyist, and I'm like, when was the last dentists are corporations now? Like, what's going on here?
Right.
I make a normal salary. But we
The
just
mudslinging is always fun.
it's
right?
insane. It's just ridiculous. They're using a lot of AI images on me and on that mudslinging.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah.
That's
like
crazy.
they've cut my head out and put it on a much slimmer, muscular body, and I'm like,
You're like, I like that.
Well, listen, at least you look good. Joe made an image of me, and
I'll turn him into a werewolf.
I just can't stand it. But we just hired a new person to work at the association, and I was on the hiring team. And one of my boss's main questions that he asked the folks applying for the job was, how are you using AI right now, and how are you planning to use it in the future?
Okay.
Because it's not going anywhere.
It is not going anywhere.
This is the beginning.
Yeah. I wish I was smarter with it.
Well, I do too.
Yeah,
because there's a lot of people I know who work in tech and stuff. Also, this is so crazy. This alien is looking at me now. I shifted.
why I put it right
shifted
there.
like 2 inches, and now this alien's staring at me.
I was hoping it'd scare him, but I don't think he can see
No,
it.
it's a little it's creeping me out right now.
Dude, it was in my house looking at me the other night, and I was like, I don't know about this.
You got this body scaring him over here. I saw
it'll be just like that when I'm done with it.
the alien will. I saw the Conjuring movie, and I wasn't able to sleep for a month.
Nice.
But yeah, I mean, I have people who work in tech who like use AI all the time in their life.
Yeah.
Man, they got this AI thing, writing emails for them,
investing in stocks
investing
and stuff
for
too,
them,
yeah.
and
Bitcoin,
doing all kinds of stuff. And I'm
so
like,
what was the outcome of how are you using it now? How will you use it later? Like, what were the responses to that? Do you know?
a lot of the young guys who we interviewed right out of college, a lot of them use just kind of regular ChatGPT for research or helping refine some writing. A lot of them said they don't utilize every single service they could. Like, and these are like straight out of college guys. Like, these are 22, 23-year-old people right out of college. And a lot of them said, like, we're not using AI to the level we could be. And that's okay, as long as you're willing to kind of see how you can use it.
So the question was, are you willing to more? Okay.
How do you do it now? And are you willing to figure out how to use it more in the future?
And that was a question because it's not going away.
It ain't going anywhere.
So would it have been a bad answer to say, I don't use it and I don't plan on using it?
Maybe with my boss it might have been.
Okay.
Maybe not with me.
Yeah, sure. No, it's funny because, again, I'm in the construction space, so we don't worry about that kind of stuff right now. But I could see how, like, someone coming in and going, oh, I don't use AI, immediately you're potentially going to be less productive because there's a lot that it can do for you. If you don't use it.
And medical offices are using them now. Medical offices are using them for x-rays and billing and emails and all kinds of stuff. And so there is just a movement towards figuring out what to do.
Yeah.
I think the bigger question and the more political side of things is going to be if AI does start removing people from the workforce. Like, let's say AI does take over a significant portion of like professional services people.
Right.
And then we've got a lot of people who are either unemployed or underemployed or not able to be employed now because nobody's going to hire them because the skills they had are now skills that AI is able to do.
Exactly.
And that's the political problem.
Yeah.
That's the social, economic, political problem.
When we had Tina Orwell on here, she was talking about a bill for AI.
There's a bill that bill, I don't know if she's talking about the same bill, but there was a bill that I monitored in the legislature last year that just created a study to figure out what to do about it. We'll see how long that takes.
She was saying like it's more like on the image side, you know, creating images of people that aren't true. Legal action, essentially.
Okay.
Legal action.
Yeah, I think that, you know, it's going to be interesting to see how you prove that.
Right. Right. Yeah. I mean, and they're getting so good with AI now that they run AI through AI like generators.
Yeah, the way you figure out if AI is AI is going through the AI.
No, it's not AI because the AI was so damn good.
We are so close to the Matrix.
Dude,
it's insane.
It is insane.
I mean, just today I saw a friend of mine showed me an AI video that she made of herself saying, vote for Kevin. It was insane.
Yeah.
It looked just like her.
Oh, yeah. No, it's crazy, man. Like I said, I made a werewolf out of him.
Did he turn into a werewolf?
Yeah.
Oh, my phone's out there. Yeah, I'll show you later.
You turned into a werewolf.
From this to this.
AI. Crazy.
Yeah. I'm learning how to use it for the podcast. You know?
Interesting.
I mean, it's I don't need it in my day to day. I mean, I guess I could like use it for emails and stuff, but I speak well.
Yeah.
Whatever. So I don't worry about it. But for the podcast, yeah, I mean, it generates shorts for me. I do images with it.
That's great.
There's places for it. I can like put this entire episode, which I will, into an AI generator, and I walk away, and an hour later, I have 100 short clips that I get to pick through to post. Which ones are the best?
Totally.
You know, so it saves time.
I am not someone who is fully anti-AI, but I am also not fully pro it.
I agree.
I think it's not going anywhere. It's sticking around. We need to figure out how to utilize it in our day-to-day life. There's a great book also that came out recently called Fully Automated Luxury Capitalism.
Wow.
Sorry.
Okay.
Communism.
Communism. Okay.
Fully automated luxury communism.
Okay. Okay.
And his oops, that's a big
yeah. Wait.
I hated that one.
Yeah.
And
it's okay. It happens. It happens.
And that book talks about how we are really close to like a fully automated AI world. And if all of the means of production for everything are going to be created by robots, and mechanical artificial intelligence,
right,
and that's how everything is produced. Well, who ends up being the main beneficiary of the goods of the fruits of that labor?
Right.
What do we do to help make sure that the people who are displaced by that labor change are able to still maintain a life that is healthy and positive?
Right.
There's a lot of questions that like we are so not prepared for in any way, shape, or form.
I think the argument that has been made that I've heard is, oh, well, you know, let's say you swing a hammer, but we make a robot to swing a hammer, so you don't have to swing a hammer anymore. What you'll learn to do is fix the robot that swings a hammer. But that doesn't always work. You know what I mean? And maybe through time, you know, kids growing up, the next generations following will go into these careers that they can do that, right? That they can program the AI or work directly with the AI. But what about the people that get replaced by it immediately? You know what I mean? That's the hard part.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I do know that one thing I do want to say, AI only repeats what we put into it.
Right.
And I think people forget that. I think people forget that because AI says things with so much assurance. You know, whether it's speaking or typing or whatever, when you put a question into AI, it spits out an answer like it knows what the hell it's talking about. It's only regurgitating what we've put online.
That's 100% correct.
So people need to remember that. I think that's important.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. So, all right. Anyways, we've gone off on some tangents, which is great.
Like you said at the beginning, this is about everything and nothing.
It's about everything and nothing. It's whatever we want it to be. What do you want people to know about you? As far as you running and what you're going to do if you get elected in, what do they need to know? What's the key takeaway points?
Here's my final pitch.
All right.
Here's my final pitch. My final pitch is that at first thing, this is the first time you're going to be able to pick someone new for a state legislative seat in 20 years.
Right. You actually have a choice.
You actually have a choice.
Yeah.
What I'm presenting to folks is an opportunity to pick someone who cares about outcomes, not just do we need more money for something.
Right.
Are we focused on making our school districts the best school districts they possibly can be, where students are learning skills that gets them jobs, where they make a lot of money, where they feel good about where they're going in life?
You know, we try to catch Mississippi.
You catch up to Mississippi.
We're ahead now.
Do we have a healthcare system where people are getting the care that they need and not going bankrupt for it?
Right.
Are we creating an environment where you can start a business and you can invest in yourself and your family and you can raise your wages and you can grow your wealth where someone's not just taking it from you?
Right.
I'm presenting also a common sense position on law enforcement, on public safety, and on the issue of public drug use and public homelessness and tent encampments, and saying we need to do more to get people off the streets and into treatment and into services.
Sure.
That is a unique blend of positions.
It is. Yeah.
That a lot of Democrats don't have.
Right.
And people have a choice of two different Democrats. I don't want to talk about the other guy because I'm here to talk about me. And so the thing that people are able to choose if they want, and I'm not forcing anybody to, I'm not twisting your arm.
Right.
I'm saying I'm presenting you that option. Do you think the way we've been going as a state is the way you want to continue to go? Do you continue wanting to have higher tax increases and cuts to social services and not better outcomes?
Right.
Or do you want someone in there who's going to be a champion to ensure accountability and better outcomes and providing common sense solutions on public safety?
Right.
Because if you are, then you have a choice.
There you go.
To have your new state representative have that mentality and be that person. Not to mention, born and raised here, grew up here, went to high school here, know a lot of people here from my childhood and from
you love the state, you love the
state, absolutely.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my final pitch.
Okay.
My final pitch is people have the option.
No, that's great. And so for people that say, what is that when you answer the door, right? Or when they answer the door to you and you say, hey, I'm running for the seat in legislation for the 33rd district.
Good job.
Thank you. Give a quick summary on what exactly that is so they know. Because I understand
Let's role
what
play.
you're about.
Let's role play.
Okay. All right. Yes.
Hi, I'm Kevin Schilling. I'm running for the state legislature.
What party are you with?
Well, I
I'm at that party over there.
I hope you were going to say, what is the state legislature?
What is the state legislature? What is the state legislature?
Well, you get to elect 2 state house members to represent you in the state house of representatives and 1 state senator to represent you in the state senate. I'm running for one of the positions for the state house of representatives.
All right.
I'm running because right now, I think in the state of Washington, we are not doing enough to keep our communities safe and make them more affordable. I'm running because I want to present more common sense solutions to our public safety problems, get people off the streets into shelter and services, expand psychiatric treatment, expand treatment services for folks who are dealing with drug addiction and mental health problems. Number 1 issue, affordability. You're paying a lot in taxes. Your taxes are going up, but are the outcomes getting better? Do you see better outcomes from schools? Do you see your roads getting better? Do you see your hospitals improving? Do you see that your cost of healthcare is going down? Do you see your utilities costs going down? Do you see make it easier to start a small business?
What's the time frame of that conversation? I heard a door slam about 2 weeks. But no, I mean that's good. Look, if you got the attention, just run with that.
And that usually gets their attention because it's a little bit it's a little bit different. And then I usually end and I just say, and I'm endorsed by Congressman Adam Smith and Commissioner of Public Lands Dave Up the Grove and the local mayors and local city council members and 20 labor unions. And
that's a good breakdown, though. I mean, that's letting people know exactly what they're voting for.
Exactly.
Because, like you said, a lot of people don't know.
No.
Because if they're interested, they're going to listen.
And usually they are interested because, like you said, the length of that. But the reason why you didn't slam the door on me.
I didn't slam the door. I was listening.
I'm sorry, man.
I got something on the stove.
Yeah, people do that. People say I'm right in the middle. I'm right in the middle of a meeting, or I'm right in the middle of dinner, or the Mariners are on. I don't knock doors into the Mariners though. That's not something I do. I think that's a horrible idea. But yeah, no. Like if the door hadn't slammed on my face, I would have said all of that stuff. If they stayed there and they're interested and they want to talk, and like usually 1 out of 20 doors are people who want to have like a long, in-depth conversation.
Okay.
Like just today, I had a really long, in-depth conversation with a couple who were standing there and they got kids and they were getting ready for dinner or whatever, and we were just chatting about stuff. And
that's great, though.
And that was great. So that's usually my pitch, and that's my pitch. That's my pitch.
Yeah. How long did it take?
The cameras.
No, this one. That's you.
That's my pitch.
How long did it take you to get that down?
AI.
I'm not telling you the secrets.
All right. No, fair enough.
I mean, how long did it take?
It's a lot to remember. I mean,
well, but also, we had a primary,
right?
And the conversations to get through the primary were different because there were 3 people in the primary.
Yep.
And I was trying to get through the primary.
Of course.
So That was a little bit different. Like you go to a door and you say, "Hey, I'm running for state House representatives." It's a primary. There are 3 people on the ballot.
Right.
You know, that's when people were like, "I can't talk to you about this right now." Like there's 3 people. I'll check it out later.
Right.
You know, but now when there's only 2 people, it's kind of easier. I mean, you're like, "Here's my pitch." That's my pitch.
All right. I like it. How you feeling about it?
I'm feeling good. You know, if you were knocking on a bunch of doors and every door told you to go away and I hate you, then I'd be feeling bad.
Right.
That's not what's happening.
That's good.
I knock on about 120 doors a day, sometimes more, sometimes less, but now when ballots are out, I knock on about 120 doors. And when you only get like 1 or 2 people saying, "I'm not voting for you,"
Right.
but then you get like 10 or 12 saying they are.
Okay.
And like I have a pretty broad, like I go to a neighborhood and just knock every single door.
Right.
I talk to everybody.
Right.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Awesome. I know we're not going to dig into the opponent, but is he out there beating streets like you?
No.
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 I only ask because I've only seen you out there.
I mean, I'm knocking doors. I knock doors every single day.
Okay.
I mean,
You're putting the work in.
Yeah. I mean, win or lose, you got to feel good about yourself.
Right.
Like win or lose, you got to feel good that you left it all out on the court.
Yeah, for sure.
You know,
You got last breath.
100%.
That's it.
I gave it all.
I gave it all.
Yeah.
I gave it all.
You think
And-
you think the Saints did that today?
No.
Sorry, I just had to throw that in there.
No.
Son of a bitch.
Defense spent their time chasing me.
And you know, I'm sure he's knocking doors. I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
You know, we've never really communicated or anything. So
Okay.
I mean, all I know is that I've been knocking doors every day.
Right.
Yeah, you said 4,202
People that I've talked to knocked on way more doors.
Yeah, that's okay.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Me
I mean, that's
personally, I've knocked on about 10,000 doors personally.
a lot of work, man.
Yeah.
That's a lot of work. I mean,
There's a
that's
lot of people to talk to.
A lot of people to talk to.
I would think that's got to be one of the hardest parts. I mean,
It is.
Going door to door is not a thing that people do much anymore.
I get a lot of people shocked.
Oh yeah, I bet.
You know, I go to the door, and there's some doors now because I went in the primary, and now I'm going back in the general, and there's a lot of doors where I've knocked on them in the primary, and I'm going back, and they're like, "You were here 5 months ago."
Right. You're like, yeah, but
Yeah,
that
I'm
was
back. That's a different
Yeah.
election. Now I'm back.
And I'm back. It's a good thing.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, here I am again.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Awesome, Kevin. Cool. I think that about wraps it up for us. We kind of
Awesome.
went off on some major tangents.
Love it.
But it was good. It was a good time. You got anything for Kevin Ham?
Didn't know it. Oh, good luck.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
luck.
you.
Good luck. And I'm glad I hope all those knocks on the doors and the people you talk to wins for you.
I hope so too.
Hope it
Thank
pays
you.
off, man.
I appreciate that.
Awesome.
I appreciate that.
Anything you want to end on, Kevin?
That's a good ending.
All right.
That's
perfect,
a good
man.
ending.
Stick Lounge Podcast, guys. Thank you very much. Kevin, a pleasure.
Thank you. Thank you, sirs.
We'll be seeing you around.
Thank you, sirs.
Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Joe and Hampton, lights dim, it's game time. Interview sharp, cut through like a shank line. Stick lounge, stories unfold, real and raw. From hustlers to dreamers, breaking laws with a claw. Flow warriors, capturing life's conflicts. Sitting across legends, tales flick like black picks. Drop bars, not mics, knowledge, it rains. From the streets to the beats in every vein. Stick lounge podcast, tales heavy with the weight. Real lives, green